Put that money in that sack, mister. I'm gonna blow your head all over that wall. Money right now. Yes, sir. I'm doing it. I'm doing it. Hurry the hell up. All right. Yes, sir. I'm coming out. I'm coming out. Yeah.
We're at the Copper Canyon Ranch.
Right outside of Hopkinsville, Kentucky. You're watching
Draw Western Theater.
I'm coming out. I'm coming out. Yeah. Cut.
You'll be up here. Yeah. Oh, and you. All right. I fucking lit up. Great place you got here. Thanks for letting us shoot here. Thank you. It's great. Thanks for being here. Absolutely. Yeah, we're having a great time out here. Beautiful fall. So great. Yeah, see. What's going on over here?
I gotta say, we've shot in a lot of places. We were just in Kanab, Utah not too long ago, and there's not a Wild West town anywhere in Utah that can hold a candle to this.
Thank you for saying.
It's amazing. I mean, I could think of just 100 different westerns we could shoot here. Come on, kid.
Yeah.
We have shot a few westerns.
I've heard this place is legendary around here. You mind if we take a look around and just explore a little bit?
I'd love for you to. Anytime you want to come back and film here when you were back down here, we'd love to have you back.
Oh, I think you're going to get to know us really well. All right, let's walk around, kid.
Y'all just make yourself at home.
Oh, hey Tim, how you
We
doing?
worked on a film together just here a while back, didn't we?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
So can you tell me a little about the history of Copper Canyon Ranch?
Well, you know, we used to have a gun town up on 68 in Hopkinsville. It was my first attempt. And we had fronts. We didn't really have buildings and stuff that you could walk in. And we had some little old cheap blank guns back then. It would misfire about every time, and I'm going through a little bit today out here. But that always happens in filming and live performances. But anyway, we moved it from there, and then we went to Gilbertsville, and then from there, where they used to have the Indian powwows is down in Gilbertsville, and we had a little western town set up in the back, and we shot a few little small things back then, pop commercials and stuff like that. Okay. Dr. Pepper and stuff like that. But anyway, after that we moved out here. But how the whole thing got started was when I was like 15 years old. I went to Kentucky Territory.
Okay.
Man, that place stuck with me. And today we have people coming from all over the place. Way off, all states around. We got everywhere, all over the United States now. We have people coming here, and it's really grown.
What are some of the movies that's been shot?
Well, we did. One of my favorites was Hatfields McCoy's Bad Blood with Christian Slater was in that one. And then we had, of course, Silent Natural with, it had a lot of people. It had Sheree Wilson in it, Sam Jones, Flash Gordon.
Wow.
We had, even had Michael Myers and Jason.
Speaking of Michael Myers, have you
during
seen
that
Boot Hill over there? They've got a graveyard over there.
Oh, wow.
That's amazing. Come on, kid.
Got to have a place to put some of these old cowboys when they wear out. But we've had several big names. We even had Chip here from My Three Sons. I thought that was so cool. Wow. I remember watching My Three Sons when I was just a kid, and of course we've had good Lord, Richard Hurd did his final role here. That was a shoe shot right there.
So I mean, y'all have been here quite a while. You've had quite a bit.
We started in '84.
Quite a bit of movies have went through here,
and a lot of little. We did a lot of car commercials and stuff when we first started out. We did a little bit of everything, but yeah, there's been several movies, several music videos have been shot here.
So. I hear there's possibly going to be a movie shot here for too long called 10 in the Ground.
Yes, and we're looking forward to that too.
Oh man!
That's last year we finished. This last winter before last, we finished up Cold Cross, which is a real good western. If anybody ever gets a chance to see it, it was all filmed here. Well, they filmed different places. They did a lot here though. Seemed like a long time because they'd come in. We filmed in the winter. It was so cold down here you wouldn't believe. And here we are today. It's like 90 degrees.
Well, tell us about this haunted wagon ride that you have.
Well, in October, actually the last week in September, we turned it into a ghost town. And we have a hay ride, and it starts in the front, and we ride down through the woods and down through. And we got actors and all these little buildings and stuff. And everybody's got their own little skits that they do, and a lot of the actors for Halloween are gunfighters too. They come back for Halloween. What I've always loved westerns, and we actually got to see some real good film work done here, western-wise stunts. We've had people, horse people. That are, good wranglers that's come through and brought different horses and wagons and stuff through there. We've had good stunt riders come in. We've had quite a bit of action through here in the last, several years.
Yeah, that's cool.
What's really beautiful about it is the staying power of my actors. They keep coming back.
Well, I hope we get to chat with one or two of them a little later.
Well, there's a few here now. They're coming by to. They're going to help out with the Halloween setup. That's what we're doing now. I'm sorry the place is such a mess. Well, I did want to mention that, it was Kentucky Territory that got it kind of, rolling. It was the Bill Willingham thing of it. He was brought here from Simi Valley. And he worked at Cordenville. And they made over 5,000 Western movies. They shot Lone Ranger there. They shot. They even did some Tarzan episodes there, believe it or not. But
is that Tarzan in the middle of Kentucky?
This was that. Simi Valley was in California.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it was a big movie ranch. Yeah, they shot a lot of stuff there. But you can look at it on the web page.
It's been fun. It's been a great time chatting with you.
Well, I've enjoyed it, and I'm glad we got to work together in another film. And I guess we're going to be on another one.
Oh, yes, sir. Yes, sir. 10 in the
I
ground.
love it. Got to get them done. Get them done. I love these films. Well, while we're still able to get out here and hobble around and get it done. I guess you've seen Steve, wasn't it? Tried to get me up off the ground. I barely could get up. I stepped on my duster. I can tell the old man sitting in on me a little bit here. But it's really a wonderful thing. I wouldn't trade it for nothing.
From the archives of the United States Cavalry, the true stories of Colonel Ranald Mackenzie and the cavalrymen he led. Mackenzie's Raiders. His secret orders from the President of the United States. Clean up the Southwest. Make it a fit place for Americans to live. Wipe out the renegades, outlaws, and murderers. If necessary, cross the Rio Grande, knowing capture means hanging by the enemy. Discovery, court-martial by the United States Army. (1873), 15,000 square miles of the Rio Grande border ravaged by murderous bands of renegades striking suddenly out of nowhere, looting, killing, burning everything in their path, then racing back across the border to sanctuary. 1873, the 4th Cavalry troops led by Colonel Mackenzie fought an impossible war, never knowing when or where trouble would hit next. Two things stood between them and the murderers, an international law and the Rio Grande. March 17th, another day, another attack, another ranch looted and burned, an entire family brutally massacred. But this attack carried a new significance. Mackenzie's lead scout, Trooper John Ryan, had been captured by the renegades. Their escape seemed quick and easy, but this time Mackenzie was close. The ranch was beyond saving, but Trooper Ryan was still alive. Following their usual pattern, the outlaws raced for the river. But they picked a spot where Mackenzie knew they couldn't cross, knew it to be a trick to discourage pursuit. The far side was sheer cliff. They would have to go farther downstream. There was still a chance to save Ryan.
Let's try and cut him off.
Mackenzie's troops galloped tired horses, too tired to save the seconds needed. And again, Mackenzie was too late. Again, a few feet of shallow brown water served not only as an international boundary, but as a bulletproof barrier that Mackenzie couldn't pierce.
Hold your fire. Mr. Winters, my orders were to halt. Obey them or I shall fire.
I'd sure like to follow the lieutenant across that river.
Come on, Eve.
Why don't they shoot at us?
I want us to watch what they're doing to Ryan.
Will they kill him?
Worse, they'll keep him alive. Just barely.
Reform ranks, Lieutenant. We're going back to Fort Clark.
Ryan's just newly married, sir.
I'm aware of that, Lieutenant Winters. You forget I married them myself just 2 weeks ago. Now, would you be so good as to obey my order?
Left by 2. Ho!
No military commander finds it easy to sacrifice even one man. Colonel Mackenzie was no exception. He knew what his men must feel as they carried out his orders to abandon Ryan to torture and leave without an attempted rescue.
We're coming into Fort Clark. I want every man to ride in like the cavalryman who rode out this morning, at a gallop. And one thing more. Trooper Ryan did not fall into the hands of the renegades alive. He was killed instantly and died gallantly. Any man who breathes a word to the contrary will have to answer to me personally. All right, Sergeant Lund, give the command.
All right, buckos, at a gallop now! Forward, hold!
Shall I dismiss the men, sir? No, Lieutenant Winters, we'll have them stand fast. If you expect a compliment on today's action, I'm afraid I have a disappointment for you. Could hardly be called a success from any point of view. Bravery there was, but our movements were imprecise, undisciplined. And precision and discipline are what an Army unit fights on, what it survives on. Sergeant Lund?
Yes, sir.
The men are to have 5 minutes to change mounts. Then they're to engage in 2 hours of saber drill. Lieutenant Winters will accompany you. You may dismiss the platoon.
Prepare to dismount! Halt!
I'm sorry, Mary.
Colonel Mackenzie, they didn't get him alive, did they?
No. He was much too good a soldier to let them get him alive.
Thank God for that anyway.
You'll need friends now, Mary. I hope you'll consider me one of them.
Thank you.
Saber drill in this day and age.
Where does he think he is, back of West Point?
I thought we were doing pretty good until he stopped us.
Yeah.
It's never good enough for the colonel. That's why you buckos are going to live to be old soldiers in spite of yourselves.
Urgent dispatch for Colonel Mackenzie. Urgent dispatch, sir.
No answer, that'll be all. You wanted to see me, Lieutenant?
I assumed you'd want to see me, sir.
Oh, yes. I should reprimand you for your impetuous conduct at the river.
Is that all, sir?
No. The Secretary of War is inspecting this post. He'll arrive by stagecoach in 3 hours. Please see to it that a guard of honor is called out to receive it.
Yes, sir.
I must admit, Colonel, that's the worst meal I've had since we were campaigning at Shiloh.
Yes, Mr. Secretary.
You always feed this badly?
Nearly always, Mr. Secretary.
Feed your men this badly?
Nearly always, Mr. Secretary.
Cut out that, Mr. Secretary. You know my name as well as your own.
Yes, Bill.
You can't feed soldiers every night on hardtack and bacon.
No, Bill. The soldiers had beefsteak tonight.
Well, why didn't I have beefsteak?
There wasn't enough to go around, sir. I haven't had a nickel from the War Department in over 3 months.
Doesn't seem to have slowed you down any. Never heard so many civilian complaints against one officer in my life. Doesn't this post ever pay bills?
Hardly ever, sir. Only when it receives money.
You and your territory are getting quite a name for yourselves around Washington. Non-payment of bills is the least of it.
How bad trouble am I in, Bill?
These devils running back and forth across the border. There's more looting, kidnapping, and murder in this territory.
I asked, sir, how bad trouble am I in?
You went to West Point just as I did. You know that no military commander in history ever had everything that he wanted. Make do, Mackenzie. Make do.
Make do? Just how? Oh, it sounds great up there in Washington, but tell me just how? With that Rio Grande staring me in the face, that Rio Grande that I'm forbidden to cross, and protecting every killer and bandit and cutthroat in the whole territory. An entire family was wiped out today, and their murderers escaped to attack someplace else again tomorrow because I'm forbidden to cross that river. One of my troopers being tortured to death right at this moment because I'm forbidden to cross that river. Sure, I'll make do. Tell me just how.
Sit down, Mac. That's an order.
Mr. Secretary,
I
have no
think
intention.
you've talked enough for the moment, Colonel. Now shut up. Sure, the situation here is impossible. And it's a situation which, under the orders you have, is completely impossible to change. Nevertheless, we want you to change it.
We?
That President, he and I will be the only two who will ever know your new orders.
Well, what are my new orders, sir?
Orders? Orders limit a commander, and you're not to have any limitations. They also protect him, and you're not to have any protection. But you ought to have orders. Verbal, secret orders. And here they are. By hook or by crook. Clean up the Southwest. Make it a fit place for Americans to live. It'll surprise us if you don't find it necessary to cross the Rio Grande. And it'll surprise us even more if we hear about it when you do it. If the enemy catches you, he'll hang you, and you have every legal right to. We catch you, we'll hang you. We'll court-martial you and drum you out of the service in disgrace for disobeying orders and causing a war with Mexico.
Now, sir, if you'll excuse me, I have some pressing duty to attend to. Shaughnessy! Take care of Mr. Secretary, Shaughnessy. I have to go out.
Can't it wait till morning?
Waited too long already, sir. And Bill, I'll make do.
Boy, what are you doing out here? Didn't you hear your mama calling you? Boy, you better give me that scatter gun.
I'll give you the business end of it.
Oh.
Tell you, fellas, this is an amazing place. First of all, the audience, introduce yourself so they know who to look for from now on.
Well, I'm Jay Johnson. My friends call me Grub.
Yeah, I'm Dan Vermeer's, usually Grizzly Bones or whatever, you know they call me.
Grizzly Bones and
Yeah,
Grub.
yeah, Grizzly Bones and Grub.
Well, I've seen these guys in action all day today, and they've been out here in the hot sun and falling and shooting. And how does one get into being a reenactment at a western town?
Kind of luck for me. I just got lucky. I moved into this town, and a friend of mine who was a photographer up in Elkton says, hey, they're doing a music video out here, and
wanted people to come out, and you know, that was like say about 9 years ago for me too, and I just got involved in it ever since. I just love to act, overact, react. You know.
Just act in general.
Act in general.
Well, you know, there's not many places in the country you can go anymore where you can actually be a cowboy in a real Wild West town. Did you guys like cowboys and stuff when you were growing up? Did you like a lot of westerns?
I loved it.
Oh, me too. I love the old westerns on TV and stuff. How long you been doing it?
Me, just about 9 years, really, honestly.
How about you, Grub?
I've been doing it for about 9 years. My mom was friends with Tim's son and his wife, and my mom brought me out when I was a kid. And 9 years ago, I found them on Facebook, and wanted to get back out here again before I found this place on Facebook. And I came out and got started with Tim and just worked my way up into gunfights, and then we started doing short films, and it just grew on. I fell in love with it.
Oh, getting to live the old West all over again is always every kid's dream.
I wouldn't change a thing.
Oh, absolutely. And it is amazing this town, be able to do it in this town like this. You guys even do a Halloween show, don't you?
Yes, we do.
I imagine that's got to be interesting being out here after dark.
It's coming up the 29th of September.
Wow.
I do it every weekend.
28th or 29th.
Now, how about, you know, I noticed you guys use loads on your guns. You actually don't use the digital gunfire. A lot of people do, a lot of people don't.
No, we use 22 blanks, 45 blanks, load our own stuff.
And I'll tell you, folks, the thing about it is, they're safety measures. They check every weapon.
Definitely.
You know, you have to anymore. But there was one thing I was watching a thing about Jackie Chan was talking about. Jackie Chan, of all people, not exactly a Western actor, but he said, you know, when you have an actor run out and he holds his gun out and you say, okay, now you got to act like you're firing that gun. If an actor's never fired a gun before, then he just doesn't, you get this.
Yeah, you're not used to it, right?
But having those rounds like that, you see the real reaction. You see the way it fires and the way it
has a kick
kicks.
in there, yeah.
Goodness gracious, some of the smoke that was kicking out of you guys' gun was 5, 6
those
feet.
are the
theatrical loads, or you can even load black powder.
So you just learn those as you go too? I'm sure you learn a lot of gun safety and load safety.
Sure.
That's the most important thing.
I've went through gun safety since I was a kid, deer hunting and stuff like that.
Yeah, definitely. We all had gun training. So
Well, I'll tell you one thing I was kind of surprised watching you guys, how many times you hit the dirt and pop right back up and say, okay, let's do another day.
We get used to it, you know. I'm coming out. We are getting older. I'm older than most of them.
Like me, I just fell in with it. Fell in love with it from the beginning.
Fell in with I saw you hit the tree. He fell back on the tree and hit the tree after he got shot. And I thought, he hit that hard, just bounced right back up. So let's do another take.
I'm ready every time.
One weekend we had out here, like there was actual tents and everything set up, like all Western town. We did like 22 shows. 22 shows in 2 days.
Yeah, we did 22 shows in 2 days.
But that wore you out.
Oh man, but it was the best fun though. You know what I mean? We stayed up and camped out. And,
it was a blast.
Now, people, you've got to go to Copper Canyon Ranch on the internet and look it up. You can see everybody on there, but it also tells you how to get out here.
Hopkinsville, Kentucky.
And they got a lot. They got shows pretty much. Is it year round, or you guys close down for the winter a little bit?
He mostly does shows right now on like a come needed basis. Like if you want to come out and hire for a party and have a show or something like that. But he's not. Lately, we haven't been doing regular shows. The only thing regular is Halloween thing. That's every year for sure.
Well, I'll tell you, it's a wonderful place to shoot a Western. We're actually talking right now about shooting one out here. There's been a lot of different Westerns shot out here.
Quite a few of them out there.
You can get 1,000 angles.
Yeah, you really can.
You can shoot from 1,000 angles.
Well, it's amazing because when you first pull up, you see the couple buildings here, and you think, okay, well, it's not as big as I thought it'd be. And then you walk around, and here's all the rest of this back which covers all the angles.
You can find any camera angle out here that you want.
I don't think there was one time we saw an angle that we had to worry about something being in our shot.
And that's what's interesting about it. You can do like 2 movies in the same place and be like, you can hardly tell that they're in the same place.
You know, we was talking about earlier about Kanab, and there's a couple other places that we went. And once I got to the location where they shot part of Josie Wales, it's tiny where they shot. They just shot all the way around it. You guys have probably got 20 times the angles right in here.
And of course, when I was a kid, I got to go to Guntown Mountain, and I hear that's opening back up.
I've been to Guntown many times. Matter of fact, we shot a little video up there about 4 or 5 years ago when the Froggets had it.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, Guntown's pretty amazing too.
Yeah, I hear it's opening back up.
That's what I've heard too. But there's been a couple different things about it. Guntown's a great place. But you know what? As far as realism, not knocking Guntown, love it. But this place just looks authentic. It really does.
Riding up on the train was probably the funnest thing.
Yeah.
Other than seeing the Cowboys, which I've always wanted to come back out here since a kid.
Right.
And I just, like I said, fell in love with it.
I was going to say, since you was a kid, now here you are, Cowboy.
Met him here and all the other great people out here.
Yeah.
So
Oh, it does seem
we're
like
just
family.
a family. Yeah, we do. We love doing it. We love doing it for people. Is the biggest thing. I mean, we've had birthday parties and fundraisers and stuff. People come out.
We've had people come from all over.
Well, I was telling them a while ago, folks, they were doing a holdup in the bank a while ago, and I was inside while they were filming on the outside, and I got so wrapped up watching you guys on the inside, I forgot to react. I was like, wow,
you're watching the show.
They're holding it up. It's like,
You're right. You get caught up in the moment.
You do.
You forget about everything outside of this place.
We've done it.
It's a state of mind.
Yeah.
We've done it so many times. It's like,
well, we've had absolute blast. Like I said, folks, you got to go online. And if you're anywhere near Hopkinsville, Kentucky, you've got to come check
us out.
Copper Canyon Ranch.
It's great having you guys, and we're so glad for the the publicity. And,
we're hoping to see you quite a bit
meet
more.
new friends. The big thing is meeting new people like y'all.
Oh, absolutely. Well, we're hoping to see you guys
It's
back.
been a real pleasure.
And film us a feature out here.
Yes, let's do it.
Yeah.
Let's go look around some more and see what else we can find. Thanks for
Copper
talking.
Canyon Ranch, Facebook. Hope you enjoy it.
The Secretary of War had given Colonel Mackenzie secret orders that could shape the destiny of the entire Southwest. To Mackenzie, it had a more immediate bearing on the destiny of one man, Trooper John Ryan, if he were still alive.
We should have followed Lieutenant Winters across the river today. The old man couldn't have shot us all.
The old man's got his reasons, I tell you. He's always got his reasons. Sometimes he's a bit peculiar, I admit, but we're still alive, ain't we?
Vincent? As you were, boys. I need 5 volunteers. The duty will be dangerous and secret.
I volunteer, sir.
Thank you, Forrest. Any other volunteers? Thank you, men. All right. Tauber, Warren, Sergeant Lund, McGee, and Forrest. That's it.
I know you only asked for 5 men, sir, but I'd appreciate it if you took me along.
How much do you weigh, Banyan?
About 210, sir.
Sorry, your request is refused. The men I have chosen will be ready to ride in 5 minutes. You'll carry sabers, no blankets, no bedrolls. Each man will bring a short length of rope and some boot polish. Any questions? As you were, men. Oh. Remember, I said secret.
Rope? Boot polish?
Lovely night for a ride, sir.
Who's the other horse for?
Lieutenant Winters.
Lieutenant Winters? I didn't give Lieutenant Winters any orders.
Well, he said he just wouldn't feel right letting you go off without another officer, sir.
Where is he?
Here, sir.
Reporting for duties.
Happy to have you with me, Ben.
Thank you, sir.
Let's go.
Mackenzie's plan was simple and daring. The only question, could it succeed? He knew he must depend entirely on the element of surprise. Sometimes concealed by darkness, sometimes harshly revealed by treacherous moonlight, Mackenzie's raiders pounded through the night. The easiest way was not the shortest. Mackenzie wanted the shortest and the fastest.
From here on, we travel with as little noise as possible. Anything that rattles stays behind. No bridles. Use the length of rope you brought for hackamores. Blacken your faces and your hands with the boot polish. There's moonlight. All right, let's go.
Take off them spurs, Tauber. You can hear 'em a mile. Park, you can leave that bugle behind. We won't be needing it.
Men are all ready, sir. Very good, Lieutenant.
Goodbye, darling.
Each man knew he might not return, yet each man followed Mackenzie with one thought. Could they reach Ryan before he was tortured to death? When Mackenzie reached the Rio Grande, the river had changed. It was no longer an impossible barrier blocking Mackenzie and shielding the enemy. He had waited a long time for this night, March 17th, 1873, when for the first time in history, Mackenzie's raiders crossed the Rio Grande into Mexico. Knowing that every second that passed reduced his chances of finding Trooper Ryan alive, Mackenzie kept up the grueling pace as he penetrated deeper and deeper into foreign territory. There would be no slowing down until he was within striking distance. There was little doubt that his attack would hit with surprise, but it would have to be total surprise. The slightest warning would guarantee failure, the loss of life to Ryan and his rescuers. The enemy might be off guard, even careless, but there would surely be sentries. These could spell the difference between possible success and immediate catastrophe. There must be no warning, no call for help, no alarm that American troops were on Mexican soil.
If you don't hear an owl hoot in 3 minutes, you may assume that I've been unsuccessful.
Yes, sir.
Then you're to take command.
Good luck, sir.
The lieutenant shouldn't have let the old man go in there alone.
How long's it been now?
2 minutes and 35 seconds. Maybe the old man ain't so surprised as he thinks he is. Maybe he needs help.
Suddenly, the fatigue was gone, the need for silence gone. Only the big job was left. The attack hit with savage precision. Mackenzie had picked his men carefully. None faltered. Each had a job to do. Each did it well. Ryan seemed to be alive. At least they hadn't cut him down. Mackenzie's first raid had hit and succeeded. John Ryan had been rescued, and not a single trooper had been lost. Mackenzie had crossed the Rio Grande, wiped out a murderous band of outlaws, and there would be no report, no court-martial. Not this time.
Ben, let the men know we may ride together again sometime.
Yes, sir. Picking men who were light so they wouldn't tire the horses. He sure had this one planned out.
Your sabers are silent, he says. Hey, Sarge, boot polish and rope. That Mackenzie.
What did I tell you about the old man?
Good troops, Colonel. My congratulations.
Thank you, sir.
By the way, Colonel, I hear that one of your men captured by the renegades made his escape last night.
That's right, sir.
How'd the raid come off, Mac?
You must be mistaken, sir. Wasn't any raid that I know of.
Tell me, Colonel, do you regularly wear boot polish at morning review? Not on your boots, Mac. On the back of your neck.
Mackenzie's raiders did ride again and again, carrying out the secret orders of the President of the United States. Do whatever necessary to clean up the Southwest, make it a decent place for people to live. Ride with Mackenzie's raiders as they relive the blazing pages of history in the making.
Who do I have to kill? Damn. How many do I have to kill?
Hey, this is Robert D. Alsop here at Copper Canyon Ranch in beautiful Hopkinsville, Kentucky. And I'm here talking to a couple of the actors in this nice place to shoot a movie. Who do we have here?
Jay.
Oh, well, I didn't know we were introducing the other person.
I thought I was going to. Oh, well,
all right, well,
I'm Jay. Go after you.
I'm Jay Jameson. They call me Coyote in these places.
Ah, Robert Alsop. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, I'm an Air Force veteran, and
thank you for your service.
Well, thank you. I grew up in this area, and with the exception of the 20 years I was in the military, I've pretty much been here, and I live about 15 miles down the road.
So what got you into acting out here?
Actually, it was about 5 years ago now, I guess. They posted a audition, just an open audition for a movie, and I came out and I got a part in that movie, and have pretty much been hanging out with these guys ever since. They can't get rid of me. They try, but they can't. They shoot me down every day, but you know, I get right back up.
I noticed earlier you do quite a bit of stunts out here. Is that pretty much your role out here? Is it more stunt oriented?
I think we all do stunts. I don't want to say I'm the stunt guy, because every one of us, we're trained to fall, we're trained to take a kill, we're trained to ride horses, you know, so we're kind of all stuntmen out here, as well as cowboys. I mean, we just kind of like go along with the Wild West theme, you know. Cowboys didn't call for a stunt double, so we don't either, you know. We shoot each other, we hit each other, we throw each other off of horses and stuff.
So I'm guessing y'all two know each other a little bit.
Oh yes. Known him the whole time. Great job. He's always been really supportive in every role he's played in out here. That's why we're all family. And what was so exciting is I got to bring my children out here when they were very young, and actually young teenagers, and they got to experience and hang out and do some of the first shows, you know, and even participate a little bit.
So,
go ahead.
Who are you, and what have you done out here?
Well, I've made a prop for him too. I make copper moonshine stills.
Tell us a little bit about your company doing that.
I do micro distilleries over here.
Don't mind us, fellas. Excuse us.
That's right. Well, there's two of my drinkers right there, as you can tell. But yeah.
So you go by Copper Kelly?
Copper Kelly, yeah. Yeah. Find me on IMDb, just like all the rest of the aspiring young actors like myself.
Well, I can understand that 100%.
Yeah. But no, seriously, do micro distilleries. I've done shows like National Geographic, Cowpens, The Big Picture, Eat This. With my son, we did that probably 8 years ago. So we did a few Moonshiners episodes. We also were on a PBS show called A Craftsman's Legacy. We took the process of building a still from sheet to finished product with Eric Gorgeous from. He was from Voodoo Choppers, if you don't remember that series in the day.
Oh, that's cool. That's cool.
Fun times.
So, what all has happened out here in the days that you've been here?
Well, you know, you have cowboys, you have horses, you have liquor, you have moonshine. Of course, we're all going to be associated in some way, shape, or form. Yeah. We all love to drink bourbon. That's our forte. Me and him are bourbon.
We're bourbon drinkers. No, we've met some great people out here. Christian Slater, Sam Jones, Richard Hurd. Richard Hurd's last film, his last shot, was shot right around the corner here.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, that was pretty sad because Richard Hurd, I mean, he's a legend, you know. and we met quite a few people out here, and we still keep meeting people out here.
It's been a blast.
Every time we meet somebody new, we just pick up a new member of the family. That's how it works.
Right. Well, thank you for bringing me into the family.
Well, you're welcome, Robert. Families don't shake hands. We give each other a hug. Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna go check out some more of the area, but
do it.
This has been a blast today.
Do it. The horses are out. Go say hi to them. Copper Canyon Ranch, Oval Road, Hopkinsville, Kentucky. Come on out. Good job, baby.
From the archives of the United States Cavalry, the true stories of Colonel Ranald Mackenzie and the cavalrymen he led. Mackenzie's Raiders. His secret orders from the President of the United States. Clean up the Southwest. Make it a fit place for Americans to live. Wipe out the renegades, outlaws, and murderers. If necessary, cross the Rio Grande, knowing capture means hanging by the enemy. Discovery, court-martial by the United States Army. Early summer of 1873, Texas country south and east of Fort Clark, rimming the lowlands of the Rio Grande. Country terrorized by Manitou and the renegade Shirakawa under his command. For 4 months, Manitou had been tracked by Colonel Ranald Mackenzie and members of the 4th Cavalry. Each time, the Indian renegade had escaped to continue plundering and killing. With a handful of picked raiders, Mackenzie sought the renegade Manitou in a land which knew only the law of violence.
Colonel!
Cut him loose, Sergeant.
Murdered the scouts to let me know he's put a price on my head. $500, dead or alive.
Manitou?
Yeah, it's Manitou, all right. What the Colonel's got now is a private war for himself. Just him and Manitou. I'm betting Manitou ain't very far. Been in this territory a long time, Lieutenant. The things about it I'll never know for sure. But there's one thing I do know for sure. Where you find sorrow, Monitu's been there.
We'll get him.
But how long will it take, sir? The Colonel's had a $500 reward posted on Manitou for the last 6 months now. Nobody's given him to us, and we've never found him. Now he's laughing at us, putting $500 of his own on the Colonel's head.
Have the men mount up, Sergeant.
Back to the fort, sir?
No. To Manitou.
Bear them on! Out!
Lieutenant? Pretty good terrain if Manitou are waiting to ambush us, wouldn't you say?
Like a textbook.
Lieutenant, let's assume we're about to be ambushed.
I'd say that was a pretty good assumption, sir.
Only let's reverse it.
Yes, sir.
Take half the troop and circle through that wash so they won't be seen. When we ride into the ambush area, have them attack from the flank. Maybe a waste of ammunition, and then again, it may not be. Let's find out.
Right, sir.
How do you feel, son? Sir, at ease.
Something to write home about, sir. Before, nothing much to write except walking guard, spitting and polishing.
You right-handed, Trooper?
Yes, sir.
Well, somebody's got to write home about what happened today, don't they? I tell you what. When we get back to the fort, you tell me what to write.
Yes, sir.
Sergeant?
We looked at all the dead, Colonel. Monitu's not among them.
Some tracks by the Rio Bravo. Could be made off during the skirmish. Manitou.
I'd say so. Get my horse. I'm going after him.
Alone?
Get the troops back to the fort. There isn't one of them that doesn't need medical attention.
May I speak off the record, Colonel?
Very well.
Manitou will lead you further away from the fort.
And?
You'll never make it back alive.
That could be, Lieutenant. But what would you do in my place? All right, get the troops back to the fort.
Yes, sir.
Oh, Sergeant, that young trooper. Mitchell, sir. I promised to write a letter for him when we get back to the fort. You do it, will you?
Yes, sir. Prepared to lay down his life to fulfill his secret orders to clean up the Southwest, Mackenzie moved out alone into Chiricahua country in relentless pursuit of the enemy Manitou.
gonna take you back.
You wanna know where the action's at?
think I've about had enough of you for one day. Get out of here.
Copper Canyon Ranch,
Hopkinsville, Kentucky.
Come join us.
Is it true you actually grew up here?
Yeah. And with a lot of wolves.
Yeah.
You imagine, kid, I heard that too. Everybody was telling me, they said that, let me sit down here, kid, that you've got a rather unique perspective on this. What's your name, sir?
My name is Rodney Scott Baker, and I'm the son, and me and Pop, we built all this. And when I was younger, we traveled around a whole lot, you know, when because he played music, and we found this place called Kentucky Territory, and it's in Benton, Kentucky. It's in Benton, Kentucky, and then the idea was kind of on that. We built this on that river plus because they went down, and of course we've filmed a lot of movies here, a whole lot of them. Oh, I can tell.
It's amazing.
Yeah, and we've had a ghost town ride here, a hayride for since the early '80s. You know.
Well, you know, one of the things that really got me about this place was how authentic it looks. Because I walk up and you see people, like a lot of times they'll try to make an old West town look like an old West town, and it looks more like what you'd expect Home Depot to build a old West town. And when I walked in, it looks like these buildings have been here for over 100 years. They just look so great. How did you all? I mean, you kept it so authentic. Was it just going by the model of old Kentucky, or?
Well, the thing was, we took old buildings and barns we tore down, and we built it kind of in a formal fashion as they did back in the old days. We'll keep it as authentic as possible.
And you know, you make it sound so simple, but this was a project that took a few years, wasn't it?
Oh yeah, it's been messed with since '86. That's how long we've been beating and replacing stuff.
Well, as a kid here, it must have just been amazing coming out here playing cowboy in your own town whenever you wanted to.
Oh yeah, and also I've got to meet a lot of people from California, so actors.
Who's a few of the people you got to work with up here?
Oh, we've had people from The Walking Dead here. We've had people from all over. I mean, we've made so many movies, I can't remember.
And somebody mentioned Sam Jones has been up here, Richard Hatch, a couple other people.
We've had some of the from old Robin Hood. We had his grandson out here.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah, and we've had some of the from Silent Natural, of course, I don't know if you've heard of that, but that's the biggest thing we've made here. But it's about it's about a guy come up playing baseball, and they put him in the Hall of Fame here recently. But yeah, and so this was his old home place. He grew up, and it was a big movie.
Well, it is amazing walking around here. Like I said, we were talking a while ago. Said there are 10,000 angles here. You got just about everything you can think of. You just got to turn your camera one way. You get one look and turn it a little bit more, and you got a whole different look. Oh, it is amazing. But growing up here and being a part of it as this, you've seen it come up. What was here originally? What was the first thing you remember seeing here when you was a kid?
It was pretty wild because at one time all this were fronts. There wasn't even buildings here. It was just like somebody put up cardboard boxes or something.
Well, you know, that's kind of amazing you say that though, because a lot of, like I said, we went out west and looked at a lot of the western towns, and most of them are facades. You walk through that door and it's just, if there's a floor, it's pretty rare. And almost every one of these are fully dressed buildings. It's pretty amazing.
We try to keep it as close as how they built it back then, you know.
Well, it's amazing, folks. If you get a chance, like I said, anywhere in the area, you've got to come check it out. But anyway, I appreciate you taking the time to talk to us, and I'm looking forward to trying to do some more stuff out here with you.
Well, I'm glad to have you.
Well, thanks a lot. Appreciate it.
"43 miles southeast of Fort Clark, deep in Chiricahua country. Two men, Colonel Randall Mackenzie and the renegade Chiricahua Manitou. Each bore deep hatred for the other. Each knew that one must soon destroy the other.
Water. Drink. I waited. I fed you water to learn a thing. Why did you save my life?
You were helpless. Would have been murder to kill you then.
Yet you would take me back to your fort and execute me.
Yes.
I've seen your executions, Mackenzie. The man is propped up. The ceremony. A rag is put over his eyes. Drums, prayers, soldiers marching. Then the man is slaughtered. This is what you had in mind for me?
Yes.
I have the answer that was a riddle to me. Now I leave you here to die. Your own reasoning, I would be less a man than you if I were to leave you here. Nor would I murder a helpless man. The bullet must come out. Bite in here. Hard.
How long?
No matter. Try to stand, Mackenzie. Now we shall ride together to your execution. To my people in the ceremony of death we have. You see, I saved your life for the same reason you saved mine. We would not execute a dying man no more than you would. Go. Then your death shall be here and now.
On both our heads. They take your body into the fort, get the bounty.
I prefer they took your body to the Chiricahua.
We need each other.
For the present. We must go before they come up. There's one path. Follow me.
June 2nd, 1873. 5 scavengers rode out of the hills to collect a human bounty. Reward money for Mackenzie or Manitou, payable upon death.
We'll drive the horses that way. Then we'll go up there.
That won't fool them. They'll know we're up there.
I want them to. Come on.
June 3rd, 1873, Colonel Ranald Mackenzie returned to Fort Clark, carrying with him the dead body of the Chiricahua renegade, Manitou. But still it remained a land of the violent, and no one knew when or where they would rise up to plunder and destroy. But when they did, standing against them, a man, Colonel Mackenzie, ready to strike back with all the power at his command. Mackenzie's raiders did ride again and again, carrying out the secret orders of the President of the United States. Do whatever necessary to clean up the Southwest, make it a decent place for people to live. Ride with Mackenzie's raiders as they relive the blazing pages of history in the making.
What do I owe this sit down to? You got something you're wanting to tell me?
I know you.
No, sir, you do not.
Abilene. Pascal.
Think you must be thinking of somebody else, sir.
Tucson?
Nope.
Maybe somewhere around these parts.
We've been around these parts. Just got here recently. Think you must be thinking of somebody else, sir.
A lot of bad men pass through the darkened place.
Are you saying I'm one of them bad men, sir?
He's a good man.
Are you?
A lot of good men do a lot of bad things when they have to. And that, sir, is a fact.
No, I remember. Years ago. Young fella. Rode with Wardell. You ever heard of Wardell's Wars?
Nope.
Great story. Bunch of Rebs found out about this carpetbagger deposit of $1 million in this little old bank.
What would that have to do with me?
You were one of the people that took the money.
Now what makes you think that I had anything to do with anything like that?
Because all roads lead to here.
Told you. I'm not from here. I'm just passing through. You got the wrong hombre. You got a story to tell. Get on with it. Other than that, I'm hungry, I'm dirty, and ready to get me a bath. You got a story you want to tell us? Tell it.
Well, let's finish it easy. Tell me where the money is. I'm gone.
You got that 10 star on your chest. If you really thought I had anything to do with this story you're telling, I'd already be in irons. So that tells me that You got the wrong man, and you ain't got no evidence that I'm anything other than what I say I am. So good day to you, sir.
There are 10 men in the ground. 4 of them were in jail. 3 of them just got out. So, you're not the only one. I find him, find out you're wrong, and you're telling me wrong. I'm coming back.
You find him, you ask him.
Ten in the ground, huh?
Well,
Swinging out of that bar like you.
oh, it's a great saloon, that is. You know,
You been drinking too much in there?
oh, never. Cowboy never drinks too much. Maybe not enough, but never too much. You know, I've been talking to all the guys here, and they said, now you got to make sure you talk to the man with the big shotgun. I guess, what's your name, sir?
Chris Gordon.
Chris Gordon. They said, you got to talk to Chris. How long you been doing this thing?
I've been up here since when I found Tim the last time. I've been about eight or 9 years now.
And I think they're telling me you actually grew up around?
Well, I've known him since I was about 8 years old.
8 years old, wow.
Him and my dad got together. He stopped by the house one day because he had a female Doberman, and we had a mate. He stopped by the house to see if they could breed it. And Dad was like, sure, as long as I get a puppy.
Yeah, and the dog out of it.
And it's been on since then. Oh, I lost him for a while. Didn't know where he went. And talking to a girl one day, and it ended up being his niece.
Oh, you're kidding.
And she told me about to get up here. So me, my wife, and my dad come up here. And it was funny that day, because Tim was showing us around. And I finally told him who it was. He said, well, Chris, how's your dad doing? I said, well, I asked her, he's standing right here beside me.
Been a while since he's seen you, huh?
Yeah, Dad had lost a lot of weight. So,
well, I was kind of amazed a while ago when we were doing that scene and you had that big shotgun. That thing, goodness gracious. You told me, you said, now, it kicks out some powder. Yeah. So I thought, okay, so we had it, Carrie was shooting, and she was shooting off at an angle. Well, she was shooting off that angle, which you told her to stand at. I stood over there where you told me not to stand at. And I thought, well, I'm good 20 feet away. And I felt it pepper all over my arm.
It'll get you.
That's one heck of a shotgun you have there.
Let 2 barrels go at the same time.
He was making sure I felt that. He's like, you're not going to take a chance on one barrel.
I just want to make sure it makes some noise.
So how did you get into doing all the cowboy reenactments?
Well, Tim got me into it. Told us to come up here, and we got to doing stuff. And back then, we do stuff about twice a year. We'd have a little get-together about twice a year as people come in. We'd have gunfights. Got crowds watching us and stuff. And I got into doing that and the haunted hayride.
Oh, I've heard a lot about the haunted hayride.
That haunted hayride is great.
I mean, it's an annual thing. It goes on the month of October, right?
Last weekend of September, whole month of October, Friday and Saturday nights. There's only 2 nights it runs. Ain't that right, Tim? Friday and Saturday nights.
Well, and we've been shooting here all day today. Of course, we've been shooting Western. So I've noticed they tried to get most of the haunted features out of the way, but you can still see them around the buildings and stuff. Oh, yeah. I can tell this would be amazing. Maybe we can get some clips and show the folks what it looks like.
There's a witch sitting over there.
I know, I saw that. There's a Grim Reaper over there. Yeah. Of course, this place would be spooky as it could be after dark without any of that.
And he's got the little lights glowing here and there that makes things stand out better. And sometimes you get somebody on the wagon that's an actor too, and they get drug off or something.
Oh, it sounds great.
Or they sit there and they start shooting zombies on the trailer.
Of course, you got to go online, folks. You got to go online, and they'll tell you all about it when when the A-Ride's going on. But it's usually the last week of September, full month of October. So, what are some of the other things you've done? How many different shows do you think you've probably done up here?
I have no idea.
You just count after a while.
Yeah.
How many rounds do you think you fired?
Probably a couple thousand.
Well, I got a pepper in the ones. I know you get that one.
What happens every now and then?
Well, like I said,
I didn't mean to.
Well, you guys are very safe. They opened their guns up before we even shot, folks. He opened his shotgun up. He showed me the shells and he showed me the barrel, just for my own sake and safety. He wanted me to know that he had already checked his gun, and that's just greatly appreciated this day and age.
Everybody checks their guns around here sometimes. Well, usually we have a guy that will go around and check everybody's guns, make sure there's no live rounds in them, but he wasn't here today. So.
Well, we went through every gun, and everybody took every cylinder out. So we're safety first, always
safety first.
I always grit my teeth when I saw Tim hit the ground as hard as he did, and he's like,
well, I see him throw that axe, and I'm thinking, well, he's going to throw that axe one of these days, and that thing's going to flip back around, he's going to fall.
Oh, don't say that. And I'm like, well, you don't hear that. Well, you know what the thing was when he brought that axe out? I thought, wow, that's a realistic looking axe.
Because it is.
It is a real axe.
It's real.
We don't have a thing on our set that is real at all. I pulled a knife out a while ago, and I was showing him. Grub pulled his knife out. He's like, oh no, that's a whole different animal.
That one's real.
That's real. That one will shave you. Well, I really appreciate you taking time, and I appreciate you shooting with us all day.
That ain't no problem. Anytime you want something down here, Tim will holler at me, and I'll be here.
Well, we're talking right now, folks, about shooting a feature here, and I think this place just be an amazing, amazing place. Been a lot of features shot here.
Do it when it's cooler.
Oh, I think this weather's great.
No, when you got 50 pounds of leather pants on and a big old heavy shirt and a vest.
Well, see, I was in the disco here in the 70s, so that was my normal get-up on it Saturday night.
Yeah, but you was in an air-conditioned place.
Yeah. Well, I was also 40 pounds light. 40 pounds.
I think I'm about 40 pounds lighter today. I know I'm about 40 pounds lighter since I took them pants off.
Well, thanks a lot for talking to us, Chris, and I'm looking forward to working with you some more.
Thank you.
Folks, we hope you've enjoyed our little visit here at Copper Canyon Ranch. It is truly a legendary place. You got to go online, see when they're open, send them an email, but you know you can come up to the Haunted Hayride every September and October. Last week of September, full month of October. And just keep up on it. Make sure you get on their mailing list because there's going to be a lot of features shot here.
Friday and Saturday nights only.
Friday and Saturday nights. Come out and see it. I've been to a lot of western towns, and this is one of the best. It really is. One of the most realistic I've ever been.
Great. I mean, I've been here. I've been to Tombstone. I've been there.
We just did a trip out there, and this place is just amazing.
That's freaking Tombstone.
I'm going to go look around some more. Let's go look around.
Go look around. Have some fun. You been over to the general store?
I'm heading over there now.
Grab your licorice stick.
Spirit warriors ride each night. Attack all villages in flatlands. Drive Comanche, Kiowa from hunting grounds and hills rich with gold.
Gold? Ghost Tribe only attack Indian lands under new treaty. Call warriors together. Spirit warriors feel Kiowa arrows.
No, Tonto. Kiowa's brave, but not fight ghosts.
Listen. Many riders come.
Ghost Tribe, they come!
Rise! You not leave like others! Now you join ranks of the dead!
warrior not right again? Now we learn truth about Ghost Tribe.
Ghost Tribe destroy village. Almost kill you. Now, Kiowas go north.
No, friend. Kiowa stay. Look, wooden lance. Ghosts not need weapon against men. I follow Ghost Tribe, if necessary, to grave. Watch for fire in sky, then attack.
You signal. Kiowa fight.
Fly, Tucker! On scout! Ghost Tribe ride around stream. Head for Comanche Flat's burial grounds. Faster, Scout. Ghost Tribe gone. As if spirit warriors returned to grave. Maybe I stay near, in case dead rise again.
Spirit warriors! Leave your graves and let's ride!
Stop, false spirit warriors! You dishonor brave dead!
A dead warrior! He's come alive! It's a trick! Look! It's that Injun we fought last night! Get him!
Tucker! Lucky ghosts carry shields. Stop spear. Maybe stop killer too.
A fire arrow! Maybe it's a signal to the Kiowas. Back to our grave? Yeah, and fast!
Dry grass make fire wall. That stop ghosts.
Kiowas! They're coming for us! We're trapped!
Throw down weapons. You live. Resist. Kiowas send you to join real spirits.
We give up!
Leader escaped a tunnel. Only one way. Over fire.
Now let's clean off this whitewash and get out of here!
You get out all right to military prison.
It's him! Now that we ain't spirit warriors no more, we can use guns. Let him have it, Jed.
He's gonna look like a sieve.
Try out shooting me, Injun. No more! No more!
Then talk. Why attack peaceful tribes as spirit warriors?
The only way we could get gold out of Injun territory was to scare the tribes away. Then the land would be up for grabs. We'd be safe from the Injuns and the army.
Kiowas, here's spirit warriors' leader. Hold prisoner till army come.
It shall be done. We owe much thanks, Tonto. You show us. Only thing we have to fear, our own fears.
Victims of fear soon forget, but fear makers, they not forget for lifetime in prison.